Welcome to the second installment of my RimWorld adventure. Last time we met three friends who were lost in a vast cave system teeming with prehistoric monsters. Late into the night, Lisa tossed and turned in her shared medical tent. The ever-present sound of running water just outside had previously lulled her to sleep, but now the white noise grated against her ears. She'd lost more than she bargained for when she attacked the Dimetrodon yesterday. Lisa had shallow bites on her arms and legs, but had sustained a severe bite on her right foot, which had resulted in the loss of one of her toes. The pain relievers from their first aid kit could only do so much in the face of that. She now regretted trying to save their food supplies and wished that she had just let the Dimetrodon eat it all. Unfortunately for Lisa, there would now be much time for ruminating on that regret, since this would be a long recovery. Trapped in the tent, the once cool cave air turned hot and oppressive. Lisa threw off her sleeping bag in a feverish sweat. She felt dizzy and paranoid, like something otherworldly was watching her from just outside the tent. Later, Talia found Lisa shaking and sweating inside the now designated medical tent and instantly knew that she had an infection. She didn't need a professional medical background to see the obvious signs, and it wasn't really surprising that such deep bite wounds would get infected. However, there wasn't much Talia could do except rub a bit of antibiotic ointment on Lisa's wounds and give her some more pain relief pills. Talia tried not to show it, but she was very worried about her friend's health. Infections could easily become a death sentence without proper treatment, and this certainly wasn't proper treatment. She left the tent to get some fresh air. The cave's eerie blue light was beginning to wear on Talia. The light was just barely enough to see, but it gave everything a cold, dead appearance. She decided that what they really needed was a campfire. Talia gathered the supplies and lit a campfire just outside the tent. There's something so comforting about the glow of a campfire, and it instantly transformed their camp from a lonely, desperate settlement into a welcoming place. Will, whose wounds were much lighter than Lisa's, felt much better and decided to see what he could do around the camp. Upon exiting the tent, he was pleasantly surprised to feel the warmth of a roaring campfire. However, he quickly realized there was a problem. The fields of mushrooms he'd planted were wilting and withering away in the light of a flame. He knew some mushrooms were sensitive to light, but these ones were so sensitive that they would turn to dust if he didn't act quickly. The fire had to be extinguished, much to the dismay of everyone in the camp. For now, they were back in the dark. Together, Talia and Will made a plan to construct a wall around the mushroom farm to shield it from the next campfire they made. However, that plan was put on hold when they heard footsteps approaching in the cave. They called out to an unseen person, hoping that they could be rescued. Eventually, a man came into view. The man wasn't who they expected. He wasn't a park ranger or other kind of official. He looked like he'd been wandering the caves for some time as well. Talia approached him and explained their current situation. The man shook his head. He told her that there was no escape from this place, at least not any known to man. These were the caverns of time, tunnels which twisted not through natural Earth but through temporal space. Every era of Earth was connected here, and there were technically many entrances and exits, but because time is so incomprehensibly vast, finding the correct exit from the cave was impossible. One slightly wrong turn and you would be leaving the cave centuries before or after your own time, and everyone you knew would either be long dead or yet to be born. Years of practice in social engineering meant Talia could read people like an open book. Despite the unbelievable nature of his story, the man was telling the truth. He offered to trade with them to exchange any unneeded supplies, but he and Talia could not come to an agreement, so he left their camp. His words stuck with the friends as they now knew the full extent of their predicament. Still, they could not give up hope. there had to be a way out of the caves and back to their own time. Well, that concludes episode 2 of this RimWorld adventure. I do hope you enjoyed. In the end of the last episode, I did complain that there were no trilobites, and, there are still no trilobites, so maybe next episode. Keep watching to find out.